G'day friends, welcome to day 26 of Inktober 2018. I did want to mention, yesterday I was so hung up on the typo, and even when I rewatched the video back, I didn't catch this, but it was caught in the comment section below that video that I did introduce everyone to Inktober day 25, 2015. And whilst that was a great year, I am well aware of the fact that it is 2018. I think what happened is, look, I'm not great with numbers, I think we all know that, but I saw 25, and to me, instead of saying 2018, I rearranged the numbers and just put 2015. I don't know why, you know, I think it's fair to say that I really do need to go on vacation, like, ASAP, because my body has decided to abandon me in these past couple of weeks, and now my brain has literally just joined it wherever it went. It's too funny. I'm kind of wondering whether if I didn't plan my holiday out like a month in advance, what if I just booked the ticket, you know, a week before, or, you know, 3 days before, and just kind of up and went on vacation? Maybe I could have tricked myself into staying a bit more present for a bit longer. I'm not quite sure. I don't know how it happened, but I think it's fair to say that I'm like losing my mind at this point. And there's no real reason for it. I'm a little tired, but there's nothing crazy going. Like, I don't know. I just need to go on vacation. I just think I need to go. I need to go and eat a pie, have a custard tart, grab a lamington, sausage roll. I'm so excited. Isn't it sad that, like, the thing I'm most excited for is the food that I'm going to eat when I go home? I could say I'm so excited to see my family. I'm definitely excited to see my family, but I think I'm more just excited to really crack on with that Australian food. I have missed it. You don't realize how different food is until you're living in another country. Like, I know that I can still get, you know, tomatoes and lettuce here. Like, you know, vegetables and fruits and things like meat, it's generic, right? But there's still a different taste to it in a different country. Like, at home, I feel like I never used to have dressings on my salads. I think I would just have a salad. On the rare occasion I would have a salad. No, I would eat lots of fruit and vegetable at home because it always just seemed a lot more fresh, or, I don't know, the flavouring, it just always seemed more robust, like of a flavour with the fruit and veg at home. But when I came to the States, everything seemed like a little bit more, I don't know, chemical? Is that fair to say? I don't want to offend anyone from the United States. I do love living here. I think it's been great. It's been fun. It's been interesting. You know, every country on the world has its pros and cons. But I'm just saying, like, as far as food goes, I don't think there's been a salad in the States that I've eaten where I haven't put some kind of dressing on it, because it just doesn't seem like it's flavorful. I know it still tastes like lettuce, but I don't know. It's not the same. It's not the same. I don't know why. I can't tell you why. I have no idea about agriculture and foods, etc., etc. But also just the general offering of foods here. If you've ever been to Australia, we're a very multicultural, very diverse place, but there are a few things, even if not typically 100% Australian, that most Australians do enjoy eating. So I can't get a good pie over here. I can't get a good sausage roll. I don't even know where to look for a sausage roll over here. They have, like, alternatives, I would say. There are things you could definitely try that are sausage roll adjacent, but it's not a sausage roll, do you know what I mean? And the seafood, like, I love seafood. This is so embarrassing. Custard tarts as well, I'm not going to leave that out. Custard tarts are one of my absolute favourite all-time little treats to have. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that before, but I do love a good custard tart. And it's so weird too, because it doesn't have to be a good one. In fact, it's kind of better if it's one of those, like, standard ones from Woolworths or Coles. And even better if they're the 6-pack, or like the mini ones. No, it's not the mini ones. I don't like the mini ones because I feel like they're more crust than they are custard. But the medium-sized ones, they're usually, like, my mum will get one of the big ones, and I'll just eat it with a fork out of the tray. But if I get the 6-pack, or like the mini ones, or the 4-pack, I think it is, and they're in their individual aluminium. I'm trying to blend both words here. It's aluminium at home, but it's aluminum here. If they're in their little aluminum tray, I do like to eat them straight out of that, and I don't know, I think it's awful, and people are going to cringe when I say this, but I really enjoy biting into the aluminum as well. It's like its own little flavour. So I love the taste of custard tart and aluminum. Aluminium, wow. You know, I wonder if people are going to notice that that I haven't lived in Australia for a few years. Like, I wonder if people are going to hear it. I can hear it sometimes when I'm concentrating. I can definitely hear that I say my R's a bit more pronounced than I used to. But other than that, I don't know exactly the ways that it's changed. But hopefully, well, I know my mum will tell me definitely. I want to know. I want to know just how much it's changed because I'm curious. I'm a bit Madonna like that. Just go to a different country, pick up an accent. No, it's subconscious, I swear. And you know what? Maybe not totally subconscious, but the way that I have changed saying a few things here, or even the way that I talk, the only reason I changed it is because I was so sick of people looking at me like they couldn't understand what I was saying, or like having to pause and explain myself, or having to find the alternative word. I just thought it was easier if I was going to communicate to people that, you know, I would do the hard work and I would kind of change what I was saying, because it was inevitable. Every single time I would start to talk, people would have an issue, like 3 sentences in, they couldn't grab a word, or they were trying to figure out what I had said, and I'm trying to tell them that I'm still speaking English. Like, there's, you know, it's not that much of a different accent, but I don't know, it just gets really confusing. Or then some people think it's a real novelty, and they just kind of like go on about it, then you have to, you know, talk to their mum, dad, sister, and friend and tell them all the words that you know in Australian, which sometimes can just be a little bit, you know, it can be a little annoying after the 60th time that you've done it. So I have purposefully changed a few things. Like, I will never go to another restaurant and try to order chips because they give you real chips, like crisps. That was a mistake that you only do once. Have I told you that story? I went to this diner. This was one of the first times I was in the States, and I asked for chips, and the lady brought out a sandwich, which, first of all, sandwiches to me are sandwiches, and burgers are burgers. But here a sandwich can mean burger as well, so already I was confused, because I was seeing these pictures that said sandwich, but it was a burger. So I thought, oh, I don't know what's going on. Maybe there's a sandwich option, and you have to say whether you like burger or sandwich. Either way, it wasn't the case. It was just a burger, but then it came with chips, like crisps, and I said, oh, no, sorry, can I have hot chips? I'm really sorry. And she looked at me kind of funny, and I thought, maybe they don't do that, but that's so weird. Like, this is America. Why wouldn't they serve burgers with hot chips? I think that's what I knew about America before I knew anything about America. And so the poor lady went back and brought back the plate like a minute later, and I thought, oh wow, that's quick. And she put it back down in front of me, and I thought, it's the same plate. But I'm so embarrassed at this point, I didn't say anything. And I went to pick up the crisps, and they were hot. Like, she had microwaved the crisps, and that was what she thought I meant by hot chips. And I was so embarrassed, I just kind of said, oh, thank you so much. Like, that's exactly what I wanted. Like, oh, thank you so much for accommodating me. I know it's so weird. I just love to microwave my crisps. It was, honestly, I could not get over it. I've never gotten over that story. This was years ago. Like, this was 2009, I think. 2009? Probably. Yeah, I think it was my first contract at Royal Caribbean. Oh my goodness, it was so funny. So yeah, there are things that I consciously change because I don't want to confuse people, or I just don't want to have the hassle of trying to explain myself. But the rest I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure what's different or how it's different. I know that when I used to be on contract with, you know, all the like dancers and singers and everyone on the ships and, you know, in Tokyo, like everyone's from different places. So you kind of pick up how they speak or the things, the type of sayings that they say. And like all my British friends used to ask, are you alright? Which was basically their way of saying hello. And I thought, like most other people that aren't from the UK, think it's that there's something wrong. Like, you would never ask that to someone just as a greeting, because if you ask someone if they're alright, then something must be wrong. So I would pick up that, and then I would start saying, are you alright? Or then people would just call each other babes. I think for years we called each other babes, which I feel like was a very British thing to do as well. Oliver, stop! What are you doing? Oliver has my eraser and is just like running around the office with it. He's such a weirdo. Oliver, stop it. I think he just wants to make noise for some reason. Did I even tell you the prompt for today? Probably not. I'm good like that, aren't I? 26. The prompt for today is, the Midnight Sprite came back last night and helped me make you this King Kitty kite. That's it. And the actual technique that I went with today was one from one of those viral Instagram videos. You may see them on Facebook as well. You know when they do videos where it's like when they dip that string in ink and then they close it in a journal and then pull the string out and it creates that lotus-looking flower thing. Is it a lotus? An orchid? I'm not quite sure what the flower is. But the people do that, and it's kind of one of those... It's just a viral video is what I kind of think of them as, because they're not necessarily techniques that I think you would use over and over and over again, but they're fun to try once or twice. The word that comes to mind for me is gimmicky, but I know it's not, because there's some real techniques that you can learn. But I think the reason I don't typically try a lot of them is because they seem a little gimmicky to me once they become viral Instagram videos. I don't know what it is. It's just my own... It's the way that my brain thinks about them. It's not the end of the world. But for some reason, I'm just against trying them a lot of the time because I think it's... I don't know, I just don't think I'll enjoy it. I enjoy watching it, but I just don't think I'll enjoy doing it. And then even today, as I was doing this, you know, doing that wash in the background, kind of creating that vignette and then doing the forest with those trees in the 3 different shades of, you know, from light grey to black, I think it was an effective look, but, you know, this is not something that I would ever really do again, or, you know, unless I specifically needed to draw a forest. It was fun. I guess maybe I might, who knows, I might get taken... and do it again for some reason, but yeah, it doesn't excite me the way that it does, like, the non-viral videos. I don't know what to say. I don't know. Maybe it's because I see everyone doing it and then I just start to think, oh, we're all just kind of copying each other at that point, which I don't have a problem with either, so I don't know why my brain doesn't enjoy doing this kind of stuff. I should enjoy it, technically. I can appreciate what I can learn from it, but yeah, I don't know. There's something a bit off about why I don't try these, like, viral, I don't know, I want to say gimmicky, but I don't want to offend anybody. It's the same with art supplies too. There are some art supplies out there that I see, like, everyone's trying, and then I look at it and I just think, well, I've already got, you know, a really, you know, nice, you know, version of that option, and I've paid, like, good money for it, and this is clearly a lesser quality, but maybe it's gimmicky in that the brush is a little weird, or maybe the size is a little odd, or the packaging is just different, and I just think, yeah, I mean, it just doesn't float my boat like I think it should. I don't, for someone that's very easily influenced, I don't know, it has to be marketed to me the right way. If it's gimmicky, because I don't tend to get taken away with those fads and trends like that. I look for things that are a bit more sustainable, or that have a bit more longevity, and even techniques like this. I don't see this being practical for the way that I work. I don't see, you know, any of these techniques really coming in handy on a daily basis, or, you know, going into the repertoire of things that I would use often. I think it's you know, even if I went to do a forest again, I might possibly look up something different, because this isn't technically the effect that I would want to go for. I do think it's an effective piece. I think it, you know, in its simplicity, I like that kite is massive, and it's, you know, it's almost like a tiger or like a lion instead of a kitty, but it kind of makes sense that Daisy might think that that's a kitty because she's a little odd. I like how small Daisy is. I think when you get into the close-ups, you can see that I really struggled putting detail on there, because none of my supplies that are waterproof can make a line that fine. The ones that aren't waterproof, and I just never know if I'm going to end up going over the top of something, so I've kind of stayed away from those water reactive mediums this time. But I think it's an effective piece. I think it kind of framed well. I think it, you know, in essence, it got the whole thing on there, but was it fun to do? Yeah, a little bit. Like, it was okay. It just, I don't know. I think it was, maybe it was just not challenging enough for me to think that it was good. You let me know. I think it is effective. I think it is, there's definitely, like, an effect to it. But does it seem, like, totally interesting? Not to me. I don't know. I don't want to offend anyone. If you like all those viral videos, please keep liking them. There's just something about me that I can't get into them that easily. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with the close-ups. Hope you have a fantastic day. I'll be back again for another Inktober video, and until then, I guess, have a great day. Bye.